Part of the problem I saw in Burnley was an absence of trains. Providing new ones is largely the job of what's known as the rolling stock companies. So, are they getting that job done? Nick's hunt for evidence finds him on the trail of Britain's most reviled train, with transport campaigner Eric Woodcock as his guide.
Eric, how are you?
I'm very well, Nick. How are you? Good morning.
To see you. Yeah, good. Why have you brought me to a bus graveyard then?
Well, come on board and I'll tell you all about the Pacer trains and the buses.
Right, the famous Pacer.
The famous Pacer.
Bone rattlers, cattle trucks, call them what you like. Passengers can't wait to see the back of them.
They're just so noisy, though. You can't hear yourself think on a phone.
It's hard reading a book because it's shaking a bit.
Perhaps the biggest problem with the Pacer trains is that they didn't start life as trains at all. In 1985, British Leyland was facing a worrying drop-off in demand for its buses. At the same time, there was a spike in demand for trains. A devilish plan emerged.
If we start off with the Leyland National Bus.
That's what we're on
This
now.
is what we're on now. OK, so have a look at that.
Yeah.
And this is the high-speed freight wagon.
Right, this is freight.
That's a freight wagon,
What's
yes.
that got to do with the Pacer bus?
OK, so what we do, we take the wheels off the bus and we take the top off the freight wagon
Yeah.
and we put the two together like that. And that basically is the idea of the Pacer. It's a bus body on a freight wagon underframe. And the final version looks like that.
At that very moment, one of these Frankenstein trains creeps up behind them.
That's Pacer, Nick, at the front of there.
The Pacer train came in as a stopgap measure, but today there are still over 100 rattling around the north and across Wales. Rolling stock companies lease out each of these trains for an estimated £50,000 a year. As Nick's bus threatens to outpace a Pacer, he wonders whether there's any incentive to get rid of them.
In whose interest is it to actually keep maintaining these things rather than investing big money in new rolling stock? The rolling stock companies, presumably.
Yeah, I mean, you could make an argument that it makes sense to sweat the assets.
You don't want to sweat them to death, Eric. These things are 30 years old.
Some of them have argued, you know, that they are against the Pacer trains and they do actually want to get rid of them. But it's not entirely in their gift to do that.
The rolling stock companies say it's not feasible for them to buy new trains without a go-ahead from the government. And the Department for Transport has now waded in, promising the end of the Pacer by 2020. Until then, passengers will be in for a bumpy ride.
They came in as a stopgap, but 30 years later, they've still got them. They've still got the Pacer. And the people around here say, why are we always the poor relation? We deserve what people in the south east have got, proper modern transportation.